Hi friends, I am Imran Ali. Today my topic of discussion is common intention and common object. But before moving towards the topic, let me remind you, don't forget to like and subscribe my YouTube channel. Introduction of the topic. Criminal intention is the highest form of blameworthiness of mind or mens rea. Intention occupies a symbolic place in criminal law. Is the highest form of the mental element. It applies to murder and the gravest form of the crimes in the criminal justice system. Section 34 and Section 149 of Pakistan Penal Code embodies the rule of constructive liability, which means that a person is liable for the consequences of an act of another person. But Section 34 and Section 149 should not be mixed up together. The rule of common intention in Section 34 and Section 149 are not similar in any way, and they have got their distinguishable features. First of all, we will discuss about Section 34, acts done by several persons in furtherance of common intention. According to Section 34, when a criminal act is done by several persons in furtherance of common intention of all, each of such person is liable for that act in the same manner as if it were done by him alone. Section 34 lays down only a rule of evidence and does not create a substantive offense. This section is intended to meet cases in which it may be difficult to distinguish between the acts of the individual members of a party, or to prove exactly what part was taken by each of them in furtherance of the common intention of all. This section really means that if two or more persons intentionally do a thing jointly, it is just the same as if each of them has done it individually. The reason why all are deemed guilty in such cases is that the presence of accomplices gives encouragement, support, and protection to the person actually committing an act. The words furtherance of common intention have been the subject of much discussion amongst the lawyers, and conflicting interpretations have been put forth. One common agreed point has, however, been that furtherance of commonly design is the condition precedent for joint liability under Section 34. The words common intention means unity of purpose or a kind of pre-arranged plan. Elements of Section 34. To attract the application of Section 34, the following conditions must be satisfied. Number 1. Some criminal act. Criminal act used in Section 34 does not refer to individual acts. Here a crime is committed by a group of persons. When a crime is committed by several persons in furtherance of common intention of all of them, each of them doing some act, similar or diverse, big or small, shall be liable for that act. That act refers to the criminal act used in Section 34, which means the unity of criminal behavior, which results in something for which an individual would be punishable if it were all done by himself alone in an offense. Number 2. Criminal act done by several persons. The criminal act in question must have been done by several persons, like by more than one person. The number of wrongdoers should be at least 2. Most importantly, if the criminal act was fresh and independent act springing wholly from the mind of the doer, the others are not liable merely because when it was done, they were intending to be partakers with the doer in a different criminal act. Number 3. Common intention. The words in furtherance of the common intention of all were added to Section 34 after words persons in 1870. The expression common intention means unity of purpose or a pre-arranged plan. Common intention implies a pre-arranged plan, means prior concert or prior meeting of minds. Criminal act must be done in pursuance of the pre-arranged plan. Common intention comes into being prior to the commission of the act in point of time. Number 4. participation in the criminal act. The participation in a criminal act of a group is a condition precedent in order to fix joint liability, and there must be some overt act indicative of a common intention to commit an offense. The law requires that the accused must be present on the spot during the occurrence of the crime and take part in its commission. It is enough if he is present in somewhere nearby. Now we will discuss about common object. Section 149, like Section 34, is the other instance of constructive joint liability. Section 149 creates a specific offense. It runs as: if an offense is committed by any member of an unlawful assembly in prosecution of the common object of that assembly, or such as the members of that assembly knew to be likely to be committed in prosecution of that object, every person who, at the time of the committing of that offense, is a member of the assembly is guilty of that offense. Elements of Section 149. The essence of offense under Section 149 is assembly of several, 5 or more persons having one or more of the common objects mentioned in Section 141, and it could be gathered from the nature of the assembly, arms used by them, and the behavior of the assembly at or before scene of occurrence. Section 149 creates joint liability of all members of an unlawful assembly for criminal act done by any member in prosecution of the common object of the said assembly. So the essential ingredients of Section 149 are: number 1, there must be an unlawful assembly as defined in Section 141. Number 2, criminal act must be done by any member of such assembly. Number 3, act done is for prosecution of the common object of the assembly or such which was likely to be committed in prosecution of the common object. Number 4, members have voluntarily joined the unlawful assembly and knew the common object of the assembly. And number 5, mere presence and sharing of common object of the assembly makes a person liable for the offense committed even if he had no intention to commit that offense. Finally, we will discuss about the difference between common intention and common object. The difference between common intention and common object may be stated as under: number 1, the Section 34 number of persons must be more than 1. Under Section 149, number of persons must be 5 or more, not less than 5 in any case. Number 2, Section 34 does not create any offense, any specific offense, but only states the rule of evidence, while Section 149 creates a specific offense. Number 3, common intention required under Section 34 may be of any type. Common object under Section 149 must be one of the objects mentioned in Section 141. Number 4, common intention under Section 34 requires the prior meeting of minds or pre-arranged plan. For example, all the accused persons must meet together before the actual attack participated by all takes place. Under Section 149, prior meeting of minds is not necessary. Mere membership of an unlawful assembly at the time of commission of the offense is sufficient. Number 5, under Section 34, some active participation is necessary, especially in a crime involving physical violence. Section 149 does not require active participation, and the liability arises by reason of mere membership of the unlawful assembly with a common object. So that's all for today. I hope you will like this video and find it beneficial in your academic studies. If you have any sort of further queries, please comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe my YouTube channel for more informative videos. Till next video, take good care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.